My name is Khushi Bhatt, and I am a proud coconut. Window seat, 4th of July, 2017. Fireworks exploding miles below me. Was the US really celebrating my family leaving? It seemed ironic since fireworks, originally a Chinese invention, were used to celebrate America's independence. Why couldn't my family be cherished the same way the fireworks were? A small kerfuffle in our visa renewal was sending us back to a country we hadn't lived in for 9 years, one my sister and I had never called home. We had to pack up our lives, uncertain when we'd return to the familiar shores and find the sweet core of normalcy again. When our plane touched the tarmac in India, something felt different. My morning cereal was replaced with my grandmother's curries, playdates with friends turned into Skype calls, and even my cartoon selections were changed from Scooby Doo to Chota Bheem. My Hindi skills were subpar, and I was taunted by my cousins for my American accent and low spice tolerance. My family jokingly called me a coconut, brown on the outside, white on the inside. My identity was comparable to a 1 pound island nut, peeled back layer by layer. A few months later, we returned to the United States. I was beyond excited to start middle school and regain my sense of normal. I proudly walked into the lunchroom, hair oiled back like my grandmother's and thick eyebrows like my mother's. And I was met with scrunched faces and strange looks as I sat next to my regular group of old friends. They pointed at me with their Hello Kitty lunchboxes and called me names. I was mocked for my exotic lunch, which carried generations of flavor from my culture, and for my accent, which I picked up, where every inflection represented courage and every modulation had a history of hurt. My identity was a paradox. I was caught between two cultures. After a long battle with many lunchtimes spent alone, I understood that my identity is not defined by the cultural norms surrounding it. I realized that it was defined by how I peeled back the layers of my heritage. After talking to several others, I unearthed that children of immigrants share this experience. I learned that the only way to combat these stereotypes was to talk about them, to shave them down from their jagged husk, revealing the fortifying water. So in 2020, I proudly filmed and launched the first episode of my podcast, Desi Damsels, a podcast for little girls with similar classroom stories like mine. Over the past 4 years, it's been our mission to help others recognize the beauty in their identity, coconuts and all. After amassing 35,000 listeners worldwide, being featured on NBC, and welcoming guests like Mindy Kaling onto the show, we aim to further our mission by being a beacon for those caught in the crossroads of two worlds, just like I was. I unraveled the strength in speaking up for others and found that resilience, too, bears its sweet rewards. Besides the podcast, this tumultuous experience of picking sides encouraged me to speak out on platforms like TEDx. I was even invited to share my thoughts with the Carolina Panthers. However, it's not the accolades and the grand stages that bring me the most joy. It's receiving letters and comments from others in similar situations across the globe who have felt the warmth of the community and sparkle of hope that we fostered throughout our episodes. So at the end of the day, I stand proudly and declare myself a coconut, a fruit carried across oceans by immigrants, embraced by countless generations as a source of sustenance. I am a nut. Every layer of me, from the resilient outer shell to the nourishing inner meat, holds the potential for positive transformation. The coconut is an emblem of both renewal and tradition, of progress and adversity. It is the symbol that has imparted upon me the strength to confront my own challenges and champion a path of self driven change for others. Thank you.